Good morning all. Welcome to the pre-market report of June 13th. I'm Binu from Acumen Capital. Now we are entering into a very critical week. Today morning, red is the common color across global markets. In Asia, you can see that 2% cut there in Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Korea, and Indonesia very near to a 2% cut. Singapore Nifty is showing a 300 points decline at opening. So last week, US market ended down sharply. There were two important economic data. The inflation was at very high level and consumer sentiment was at very low level. So the inflation data came at 8.6%. The market estimate was 8.3% only. And say that inflation data is at 40-year high level. More importantly, the core inflation, that means you exclude food and energy costs from inflation. So that core inflation came at 6%. That also above an estimate of 5.9%. Now the second data, the University of Michigan Index of Consumer Sentiment, that reading was 50.2%. So that is the lowest reading since the index started in 1978. So 42-year low of consumer sentiment. So it is lower than the consumer sentiment of COVID period and during the period of 2008 financial crisis. So both data came extremely on the downside only. So this created a panic in global markets. Now US market, the US Fed may increase 3 times 0.5% in the coming meeting. That is this week, again in July, in September, and most probably in November also Fed may hike by 0.5%. Earlier market estimate was that US Fed may hike 0.5% only 2 times. Now Barclays buying says that there is a chance that US Fed may increase rate by 0.75% this week. So that may be the highest percentage hike in last 28 years. So this is the change in sentiment across global markets. So the US Fed meeting starts tomorrow, and Indian time Wednesday night, the US Fed decision will be out. So market will watch commentary by the US Fed chairperson, how the inflation they are targeting and how the growth will be ahead. So the high inflation and lowest consumer sentiment in many decades, so that may lead to an increased chance of recession in US. So 77% of the fund managers expect that a stagflation in global markets in the next 12 months. Stagflation means a period of slowing growth and higher inflation. So all these put pressure in global markets, and Dow Jones down by 880 points on Friday, that is 2.7%. S&P down by 2.9% and Nasdaq down by 3.5%. Now S&P is down 18.2% from the high. So it's very near to a bear market range of 20%. So in Asian markets, today morning, another sentiment is that China COVID situation. So Beijing's most populous district ordered a 3 round of COVID testing in the coming days. Shanghai also ordered a COVID test to all 2.5 crore people in that city. So once again, COVID situation in China is increasing, and that also putting pressure in global markets. Crude oil is slightly down, $2 down, somewhere around $120 right now because of fears of China demand slowdown. And coming back to Indian market, say in India today at 5:30, the consumer inflation data will be out, and this time market is expecting CPI will come at 7.1 to 7.3%, lower than the last reading of 7.79%. But still there are worries because RBI hiked rate aggressively last time. So that shows that RBI already know that this inflation will be higher than market estimate. So most probably inflation will be again somewhere around 7.5% this time. So watch out that figure, which will be out today after market hours. The recent government steps like a ban on certain commodities and the RBI recent rate hike, whether these steps have any impact on Indian inflation, we have to wait and watch. So these are a couple of global situation we have to consider before market opens today. Regarding Nifty, as I mentioned couple of times before, in the short to medium term, nothing looks on the positive side. We had spent around 21 trading days after hitting the recent low, but market unable to sustain even above the 38% retracement of this fall. In previous occasions, market recovered fully in around 20 trading days from the low. So this is a serious situation. A time-based correction also going on in Indian market. Now in the short to medium term, we have to watch for these two lows, that is 15,738 and 15,674, which is the March 8th low. So these are the two levels to watch in the short term. Regarding today's level, Singapore Nifty is showing a 300-point cut. But after a down opening, is there any possibility to any intraday recovery? So for that recovery, this 15,980 may be the critical level. So after the down opening, if market can sustain above 15,980 level, say after the first 1 hour of trade, then there is a possibility of some intraday short covering. For that, 16,087 may be the first resistance, and on top of that 16,190 may be a strong resistance. But if market fails to hold above 15,980, then most likely the downtrend may continue. At opening, the market may try to get support somewhere around 15,904 level. Below this, the next support comes at 15,810 level. Lower to that, we have to once again look for support at 15,735, 15,740 level. Recently, 3 times market took support from this level and it showed some recovery. So that is a major support on a closing basis. And another major support comes at 15,674, as I showed before. That is the March 8th low. So these are the support levels to watch. Anyway, market will be under pressure, and since Indian CPI data comes today evening, that also will put pressure on not only on Indian stock market, but on currency and bond market too. This is an educational video. Thanks for watching.